So Andrew, what are the challenges facing the satellite sector at the moment?
At the moment, I think the challenges that we've found are in originating good quality programming. One of the differentiators between many live broadcast feeds, and ETL is involved in providing reliable satellite services, is about having original content and not looking like your competitor. So this means that many satellite stations need to look at many different downlink sources to create unique content for their TV channels. So from our point of view at ETL Systems, we're not only providing redundancy and reliability for downlinks, which I think is an important challenge to make sure that you've got constant downtime and uptime, but it also means that you are bringing in as much content as possible to make your programs original and unique and something that differentiates yourself from a competitor. And I think that's important to say, whether you're CNN or Fox News or any of the news networks, rather like a broadsheet, you don't want to carry the same stories every time, all the time.
Is this content issue regional or is it a global issue?
Well, that's relevant to certainly to communication here in Singapore at the moment, because I think the content that I'm seeing on local channels in hotel TV, it is international. They are filling their pages up and their screens up with international content. And I think as people expect international content from even the smallest broadcaster, it means that people have got to find that content from somewhere, and that is really where satellite and satcoms comes in.
Now, are there any actual issues with satcoms being able to provide this content download as opposed to traditional fibre optic and terrestrial?
Well, that's a good question, because we were asked that question recently about other ways of getting content into a broadcaster, and obviously fibre and IP bring in similar content to satellite. Now, what satellite is able to do, certainly here in Asia, is provide reliable 24-hour content downlink in an environment where fibre networks are fairly sporadic. You may have great networks in some countries and some cities, but outside those regions there really is nothing, and satellite and satcoms is still providing a very reliable and trustworthy downlink medium. So we're still seeing a lot of satellite investment in this region, and I've just been talking to a customer from Meersat about this very subject.
What are ETL Systems actually doing to move forward in these regions with this content issue?
Well, we're providing the same sort of design systems that you would find in Europe and America, and we're encouraging Asian broadcasters and Asian satellite operators to invest in the latest equipment to provide reliability of RF signals and downlinks into their teleports. Now, there is a different system design ethos in Asia, where, because labour costs are slightly lower, it means that people are on hand 24 hours a day. So rather than invest in some expensive switches, it's easy to have a person to be able to operate a patch panel. So obviously there are different ways that people have done business on downlinks here for a long time. So it's really about showing people that there is a way that they can invest in equipment to do the same job.
Now, ETL Systems are doing very well. You've got a very good reputation, and a high percentage of your business comes from North America. Now, you've actually made some investments there recently. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Those investments have been in a new American office based in Washington, D.C. And you're absolutely right, 60% of our business has come from the USA for many years. I mean, we're very lucky. It's a unique environment because you've got over 50 states, and each one has its own radio and TV channel. So the amount of SatComs equipment within the states in such a big area is huge in comparison to other parts of the world. So we've just taken on an ex-Caprock and Intelsat executive called Susan Sadat, and we've set up a US office in Washington, and we've invested a huge amount in helping and supporting her create a local office into our markets there, which a combination of government as well as broadcasters, and of course the big satellite operators like Intelsat and Viasat. And so we're really supporting ongoing programs, and we've had some huge wins there. For example, recently the MBM project has been a great success, and we just need some local support in America, and I think Susan will be well placed to provide that.
So what's the next step for ETL Systems after that?
The next step, I think, is to support Susan in providing technical support in the States, because people do expect European manufacturers to have a 24/7 operation, and so really we need to have technical support on site and timely technical support if people need help. The other investments in the future is really building on our new Queen's Award, which we just won for international trade, and we have grown massively again over the last couple of years, and we're sort of celebrating that growth by providing more consultative services. We're not just somebody who sells double glazing products. We also go in and advise people on how they should design a teleport and keep it running 24/7 to make sure they've got really reliable satcoms, and that's what we're all about. We're not just sort of sell and forget. We're more sell and become a good support company.
Andrew, thank you very much.
Thank you.